wonderful, amazing friends. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am the Organizer Advisor, Dr. Lisa Winfield, and I am here to give you my best tips, tricks, strategies, advice, and suggestions on how to enhance your happiness and transform your life. So today, we just finished with the Halloween, so happy fall, y'all. But now what are we going to do with all the Halloween stuff, all the decorations, all of the items that we have? I'm going to show you an effective way to create a holiday storage bin. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you some tips on how you can keep the items in this bin stored safely, know exactly what's in the bin and where you can find the particular items you're looking for, and how to keep the humidity from affecting those items. And for me, that's important because I live in Florida. So go get your hydration beverage. Let's have a sip and a sit while I share with you my strategies on how to create a holiday bin.
I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night, and now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. Now I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah, 'cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic.
All right, welcome back, and thank you to all of my viewers, all of my subscribers. If you're new to my channel, I hope you find these videos helpful to help you get organized and create the life that you love. Now, let's talk about holiday stuff. Now, I'm going to do a video for each holiday that I celebrate, so this can then translate to any holiday that you celebrate, because it's all going to be the same type of method. You're going to create a holiday bin for storing your holiday items. Why? Because all of this stuff scattered around the house, in the bottom of closets, in the top of the attic, in the garage, in the laundry room, in the kitchen, it just has everything so distributed. It takes way too much time to try and find those items, and it just creates chaos and clutter. So if we can consolidate and create a dedicated space to store these items, it's really going to reduce the amount of chaos and clutter in your home. Now, on that note, I just want to mention that if you have like seasonal items that you only use one particular time of the year, those are the items you want to put in a bin. So that way you're not having to live with them all year long when you're only going to use them for one season, one holiday, one event. Now, I want you to think about the holidays that you celebrate, and I want you to think about the types of items that you use. Like, I'm going to give you an example. For Valentine's Day, I have a bin, but I have like all of my red and white vases and all of my red and white holiday items. I have, artificial rose petals. I have all my little hearts. I even have my heart jewelry in that bin, because I know that I am probably going to use that stuff once a year. And that's going to be when I'm, doing my Valentine's Day breakfast or my Valentine's Day tea. So I'm not going to want to live with that stuff scattered out all over the place all year long. I want it in one dedicated space so that when I need it, I know exactly where it is. And I'm going to give you some great suggestions on how to do that. So let's get started. A couple of things I want to mention. The first thing that we want to do when we get organized is go gather. Go gather all of your holiday items that pertains to Halloween. Now, you can have a fall bin if you want. You can have a Thanksgiving bin if you celebrate Thanksgiving. Whatever items that you use for particular celebrations, you may want to just condense into a bin for those items. So the next stage is once we've gathered, we want to group all of our things. So I group all of mine and then I put them into Ziplocs by their group if I can. So like all of my fabric items, those are more prone to absorbing the humidity in Florida. Even though they're in a bin, it still will, the moisture will condensate on the inside of that bin. So I try and keep all my fabric items in zip top bags. This just gives that little added protection. But the other thing I do is, you know, I don't want anything having any kind of wonky odor after coming out of storage. So I take a little body mist spray. You can use your linen spray. You can use essential oils. You can use a fabric softener sheet, or you know that perfume that you bought that just doesn't smell that great on you? It's sitting in the back of your cabinet in your bathroom and you just didn't want to throw it away because you spent money on it. That's a great use for that. You can use it as a freshener for your car, your gym bag, and your bin storage. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of this body mist in here, and then that way when I seal this bag up, and I want to get as much air out, save space as possible, but when I open this the next time, it's going to smell good, and that's going to be enticing, and it's uplifting when you take something out of a storage bin and it smells good as opposed to musty and mildewy. Okay, so that's one. I'm going to put that down there. Here are my costumes. I use my costumes. You know, I have several costumes and I just kind of rotate them. I even have my little jewelry in here. So here are my little pumpkin earrings. But I keep all of my wearables in one location. Here are my stripy socks. So again, you'll want to use some sort of freshening spray just to kind of keep that fresh. So I have these in my zip top bag to help counteract any mildew or moisture. Okay, so then we'll just seal that up. And so when I go next year to open these costumes and decide what I'm going to wear, I then am going to be able to open it up and just have that wonderful scent and smell instead of saying, ooh, that smells so musty. I don't even know if I want to wear it. But I have like 3 costumes in here. I rotate them, so it saves me a whole lot of money because costumes can get expensive. Okay, then the next thing, here's another thing. Here is my Frankenstein Frenchie. Now, I'm not going to have this fella laying around my house all year long if I'm only going to use him during Halloween. So he's a great candidate for being in bin storage. So those are the types of items that I'm asking you to kind of consider so that you reduce the clutter in your home. Now, I also put in my baking items. So if you have specialty seasonal baking items, this is a pumpkin cookie pan. So if you have those, you can keep all those together. You can keep your napkins. You can keep, I have dish towels that I use just during the Halloween season. So I put all of those in there in zip top bags. If you need to use bubble wrap or, you know, I don't like to use paper wrapping in my bin storage because of the mildew. I don't like cardboard because of the mildew. So that tends to attract insects, but it also attracts moisture, and that can really leave your items smelling musty. So these are the types of items that I am going to put into the bin, and then they will all be in one dedicated space. Now, I like to color code my holiday bins. So for Halloween, I use the black bin, but for fall decor that's more generalized, like these items, then I use an orange bin. So that way when I go into my bin storage, I can look at the colors of the bin, and then I can quickly find the holiday wear that I need. So let's talk about how do we keep track of the items in here. If we have multiple bins, how do we know what's in there? Well, here's a couple of suggestions. The first thing I'm going to suggest is write down everything in the bin. Now, I know that's a little tedious, but if you do it in small chunks, it really pays off, and I'm going to tell you why. I am an advocate of creating a home inventory. Now, I have a video on the home inventory and why it's important and how to create your home inventory. But what this does is it helps you to list all of the items that you have in your home. Now, this paid off because I was a military wife and we moved around quite a bit. And what I was able to do is once I got all of my stuff unpacked, I could go through all of my household goods and I could check off what had arrived and what was missing. We actually lost an entire box of Waterford crystal, a big box of Waterford crystal. And because I had that home inventory, I was able to file that claim right away and get all of that replaced because it had been lost in the move. So it was, a very timely money-saving strategy for me. But here's another good thing about your home inventory. It gives you an idea of what you have. And let me tell you, when you start adding up each little item that you own, that you have spent money on, it helps to understand how much stuff we accumulate. It definitely makes you feel very abundant, and it kind of lessens your craving for purchasing more items because you realize how much stuff you actually have to work with that in some cases you're not even using for the reason that you bought it, which is to enhance your happiness. So I have created an inventory of what's in this box. Now I can take that inventory and I can upload it to this, which is called Tote Scan, and it gives a QR code. And all I can do is tape that QR code to the front of this bin, scan it with my phone, and it's going to open this document. So it's going to tell me everything in there. If you don't want to go to that trouble, you can just make a little label. So you can just print out a little label. I use these self-laminating sheets, and I just do a little lamination. If you don't want to do that, you can just put it into a zip top bag, and you can tape it to the front of your bin. But I want to go back to the home inventory for just a minute. Another benefit of the home inventory is once you have cataloged all the items that you own, you can assign a monetary value to those, like replacement value. And when you assign a monetary value to all of your personal belongings, everything you own, you're going to get a total worth of your tangible assets. Then what I like to do is I like to take that and compare it to the total to my homeowner's insurance total. That gives me a really good opportunity to adjust my insurance to make sure the contents of my home are adequately covered. Here's another thing. You take your home inventory, you can give it to your children, or you can assign who you want those items to go as part of your last will and testament. So if you have particular items you want to leave to a particular heir, you can designate their name in a column and give this to the executor. Attach this to your last will and testament, and as your executor goes through the estate finalization, they can ensure that those items go to the people that you have designated. Now, what we did was we just created our household inventory and gave it to our children and said, mark down what you want. We can resolve any conflicts prior to. And then that way, that's going to help reduce that transition process, the distribution of your assets process during that time when people are grieving. So everything was all settled beforehand. So everybody knows what they want, what they're going to get, and it's already typed up. And the other thing is your executor knows everything in your tangible property and how you want that to be distributed. Makes it easy on your executor. Okay, so now that we have the bin packed, we have all the items in the bin. I want to make sure we can get the lid on the bin. I'm going to use my room spray, essential oil spray, perfume, whatever you choose, and I'm just going to spray the bin. That way when I open that bin, it's going to smell good. Now, here is the one worth waiting for. This is the tip that is going to save the contents of your bin, especially if you live in a humid climate like I do. You can make your own silica packages. And I have 2 of these in each of my bins. These are very inexpensive to make, and you can use these for storing your luggage. You can use them for your bin storage. You can use them for any kind of, attic storage. If you store your, winter clothes, winter coats during the summer, you could add one of these, and it's going to help reduce the humidity in your bins. So how do I make these? These are actually little gossamer bags that you can get at any kind of celebration store in the wedding area. They're just little drawstring bags that are made of a fine mesh. Inside, I put silica cat litter, and you can find this at a big box store or a pet supply store. But instead of using clay litter, they use silica, and they're just little silica beads. And so you just pour those into your gossamer bags, and then I take these and pop them right into my bin before I close my bin. It helps to absorb the condensation that accumulates, especially if you're in a really, really hot climate like I am. These go into the top of my garage in my bin storage, and it gets pretty hot and humid up there. So I don't just rely on the bin to keep the humidity out. I like to add 2 silica bags to all of my bin storage just to make sure nothing mildews. We have talked about gathering all of our holiday items. We can safely store them in our bins using zip top bags or bubble wrap if you need. We've talked about creating an inventory of all the items in the bin. You can create a label, or you can use these tote scans so that you know what's in each bin, especially if you don't color code. But here's just the last little thing I want to share with you. So in this bin, I have 30 items. And so I went ahead and I assigned a value to each of the items. Now this is how quickly things add up. This bin alone, the contents of this bin are worth $435. $435. So you can imagine, if this is just one bin, what are your household contents worth? Think about that and check out that video on home inventory. Okay, so I hope these suggestions help you get organized, help you be able to create a bin system for your holiday decorations to reduce the clutter and chaos in your home, create more space, and you can find what you need when you need it. And that is the key to being able to utilize the items that you purchase to enhance your happiness. I'm the Organizer Advisor. I hope you found something helpful here. If you did, please leave me a comment, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Just a reminder to engage in your health and beauty routines for today. Remember that self-care is health-care. I'm the Organizer Advisor, helping you enhance your happiness and transform your life, and I have really enjoyed spending this time with you today. I hope you come back and see me. Check out my playlist for more videos, and then I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, my beautiful, amazing friends, have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you would like more support, ideas, guidance, frameworks, and some positive, uplifting suggestions, please check out some of my other videos. You can activate your subscription on my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I post newer content. But those playlists are a framework for you to organize all aspects of your life to enhance your happiness and transform the life that you're living. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, my dear friends, I hope you have a wonderful day.